Character Story Part 1. From the day she gained memory, Idonia's snow had always been there. It was as if time had frozen in this forlorn, white ground. When she was a child, she once asked Amunet, "What is snow?" Snow is the joy of reunion and the sorrow of parting. She often found herself in a trance, staring at the people in the city. The short knight came to train in front of the temple doors every day. The middle-aged priest occasionally dozed off beneath her high tower. The ascetic scholar would hand out Antilla flour biscuits to the children. The children pushed and shoved as they played, engaged in snowball fights in the distance, their laughter falling upon her heart like ripe fruit. From the tower, she tried, but failed, to distinguish their faces. Holy Maiden. They only called her that when she appeared before the people. No one dared to look her in the eye. She mustered the courage to move closer, but they stepped back. She still couldn't see any of their faces, until they stood at death's door. The short knight was grievously wounded in battle. The middle-aged priest succumbed to years of illness. The ascetic scholar was infected by the very patients they cared for. In those moments, she was closest to them. Life was no longer an agonizing struggle, but something that turned at her touch into flower petals in the wind. When she finally had the chance to see their faces, she turned away. She could not bear to look. Some hands were born to sow plants. Some were born to govern. Yours were made to carry out the fated duty of parting. Amunet's words echoed in her ears. She once wondered what she could possibly leave behind. When she came to her senses, she found herself holding an incomplete ice sculpture in her hands. Warriors wielding their weapons, mothers embracing children bound for war, couples cradling each other's faces in longing. Those people were no longer around. But such things would happen again and again, in the land buried by snowstorms and in lands beyond. She finally understood. Even the snow in Idonia will melt, just as everything must walk into death's embrace. Nikolaos, who loved to smile, the kind Ilana, and Crito, who was as silent as the wind. At night, she held up those forgotten names and forlorn memories and turned the sorrows of the day into the boiling heat immersed in snow.